Part of being a self-coach climber is the freedom to experiment with my training. Sometimes I get it right, and there is success. And sometimes I get it wrong, and there is learning. This time, I got it quite a bit wrong and headed towards burnout. I didn't think that could happen to me because I have burnt out from a sport before, so I thought I have all the tools to be able to spot what I'm doing and not let it happen again, but it did happen. But luckily enough, I don't think I have done myself any damage. It's just like a learning curve for the future. So in the spirit of being absolutely honest on what I'm trying to do with this journey towards my goals, I thought I'll share that with you, and then hopefully this might help you as well, being able to make better decisions than I made. Okay, so I had a really good season over the winter. I achieved quite a few of my 3-4 month goals on Gridstone. I climbed really well and I was really happy with myself. Not only because I climbed some grades that I haven't been able to do, but also I felt really good climbing on Gridstone, and I could feel better technically and physically and all that kind of stuff. So I was really happy with my winter season. And then it got to springtime, and then I was thinking, what do I want to do next? And in my mind I had this elaborate plan to maybe do some sport climbing in the summer, go onto the slate, and then go back to strength training and that kind of stuff. But for some reason I wasn't that psyched for it. I did get out sport and track climbing a few times, thinking that the psych will come as I get fitter, but it felt quite forced. I started to feel stronger after all of the bouldering that I have done, and I was hoping that the gains will translate to sport and trad, but I just could not make myself get out with ropes. Basically, I got so psyched on bouldering, and that is all I wanted to do. I very rarely not feel excited about going climbing, and so I made the decision to follow my psyche and keep concentrating on bouldering. I thought, surely it is not a bad thing if I keep getting stronger. And then what I decided to do was to continue bouldering and doing what I was doing, but also to continue working on my strength training. I love to experiment and wanted to give a new training protocol a go. The kind of workout schedule that I was going to implement was like a huge step up to what I was doing before. So I was used to doing say legs or abs once or twice a week, working towards specific things. But this one was I don't really know the term for it, but it's basically that you lower your intensity of what you're doing and you do something every single day, sometimes even multiple times a day. So I didn't think I could cope with this exercise routine, I guess, until I was a little bit stronger. And then a few months ago I thought, okay, this is probably hopefully this is not going to break me but make me stronger. And I think when it comes to this training program, I think it's really good, and it's definitely useful, and this is not the fault of the training program. In order for things to go really wrong, there is usually more than one thing which contributes to an outcome. In order to hit the jackpot on the slot machines, you need 3 lemons. These were my 3 lemons, which contributed to what could have been a burnout. What I forgot to account for is life. Not to get into too many details, but life can get really stressful sometimes, work, all that kind of normal stuff that we all have. But there are periods where things are just a lot more busy than normal, and I'm not very good at being okay, I'm gonna have a good busy period for the next few months, so I'm gonna ease off somewhere else. I just want to do the whole thing, and basically that was an issue. So I have started a new training plan that was going to be harder than I have ever trained before during what was very busy and stressful few months in my life. I started training really quite hard, like 4 or 5 times a week, on top of kind of wanting to climb outside several times a week, doing the same kind of thing. And I got COVID, and I had COVID before, and didn't take me very long to recover from this, but this time it really wiped me off my feet. So I wasn't crazy ill when I actually tested positive, but afterwards for a good few weeks I was just exhausted. I didn't take adequate rest after being ill. I wasn't that bad, so I thought I could just bounce back, and I pushed my body too much too soon. I essentially didn't give my body a chance to recover. I was tired every day, and I thought, okay, if I want to do this and if I want to really achieve my goals and all that kind of stuff, I need to work hard. And maybe I'm not working hard enough, maybe I need to work harder.
I think this new training plan is going to be quite hard. I've done 2 days so far, and I went climbing this morning, and I'm really quite tired, and my body aches quite a bit from just muscle soreness. And I think in the past I would be okay, that's fine because I will not work this muscle group for a few days, so I'll be okay, I'll recover. But instead I'm kind of going to go and keep working out, which kind of feels a little bit counterproductive, but I'm committed now.
Commitment is a double-edged sword. If you don't have enough of it, you will not have a chance of achieving your goal. If you have too much of it, it can actually hurt you. I have done this for a good 6 weeks, feeling absolute most days, but I thought I need to I need to be committed and I need to be consistent. And then slowly I was getting more and more tired and more irritated and cranky and that kind of stuff. So I've just done my 4th workout in 5 days, and I'm absolutely knackered. I'm really tired. I wasn't very well the past few weeks either. I had COVID, and then I think it took me quite a while to recover, so I'm definitely feeling more tired than usual. And one of the really good things about documenting what I'm doing is that I was able to look at videos of myself kind of doing little vlogs, and I just thought, oh my god, I look like absolute. But at the time I was just kind of okay, I need to push through it. I need to do my workouts, I need to do this, I need to do that. So completely ignoring how I felt and that kind of stuff. And then I ended up having a trip to Northumberland, a second one. So the first one was amazing and I had a really good time. And then the second one, it was I had 3 or 4 workouts in the week, and I got to Northumberland and I wanted to climb hard, and I literally couldn't get off the ground. And I was getting so angry and I feel sometimes I get a bit upset if, say, I'm trying a problem and this is my 5th session, and sometimes I think it can get a bit emotional, but this was different. This was this kind of entitled, bratty attitude of, I want to be able to do this, how am I not climbing these 6Bs or whatever. And it was not my finest moment. And I think that's when I realized hang on a minute, what is going on? And I was oh my god, I'm burning out. What I did after that, I got home and I had good month off, but I didn't stop everything. I had the odd workout. I still went climbing a few times a week, but there was absolutely no pressure on myself at all. I listened to my body and gave it what it needed. Sometimes that was 4 rest days in a row, and sometimes it was a day out climbing. The priority was getting my body back to my usual self. After about 5 weeks, I felt good again and was ready to start training. And what I realized as well is that since I've kind of set my goals, and decided that this is what I'm gonna do, I didn't really have any time off. So I didn't have a deload period. I just been training and trying to progress in my climbing journey, which is good because that's what I want to do, but also I need to take a rest because I will actually start to regress, which is how I felt during my trip to Northumberland that second time. So yeah, it's just scared me because I thought if I'm gonna try and do this for a longer period of time, this could actually harm me, like physically and mentally as well. So that's kind of what happened. The most important thing is, what have I learned from this experience? Like when it comes to like setting my goals for the next, say, like 3 or 4 months, I'm gonna also look at what is my life doing. Am I going to be really busy? Is my work going to be really busy? Is there something going in my personal life, or just like stuff like that? And then like I can decide what I'm doing with my like 1 cup of like energy, because I can't get any more than what I have. So unfortunately I'm not a professional climber. I wish I was, that all I could do is climb, but I have like other commitments, so I have to just make sure that my life still goes on, and I can make this sustainable, because what I did wasn't sustainable. I also have to be ready to adapt when life doesn't go according to the plan. We can't plan for illnesses and injuries. Taking time off to recover properly and not pushing your body when it is already fighting on a different front is definitely the right thing to do. I've learned my lesson, and I haven't like lost anything, haven't lost any time, but I've learned a really valuable lesson. So hopefully I will be able to really bear that in mind in the future, and I'll know when to push and when it's good to to make yourself go and do your fingerboarding or do your training, and when it's like, okay, I need to rest now because I'm not being lazy, I am genuinely tired. So thank you for watching.